This is a funny picture right here of this dog with the back to school chalkboard sign. We're not talking about sending our pets to school for training today. We're talking about how back to school impacts our pets. Dr. Kelley Gebhardt from Happy Tales Veterinary Emergency Clinic is with us with recommendations for keeping your pet and your family safe as we transition out of summer. So what we want to do is for the next 30 minutes, this is going to be your chance to ask your questions about anything pet related. You can text the question that you have to 336-379-5775. All right, so let's talk about this. I have this distinct memory. Okay, I'm driving to work one day and I'm in a school zone, and all of a sudden I see this mom in her bathrobe running through the cars because the dog has gotten out that morning. So let's talk about some back to school hectic mornings and how we deal with that with our pets.
Oh my gosh, I feel that so hard. I feel that as the dogs are running out the door, the kids are running out the door. Yeah, absolutely. So that actually brings up some really great points, because we want to think about, like, how do we keep our pets calm and safe during these hectic mornings and coming back from school, and also how do we keep them safe from like backpacks and lunch boxes. But some of the things we want to think about are keeping our pets in a safe location while all the kids are getting ready and leaving out the door, because mornings are hectic. No matter what, the morning rush, it's painful for everybody. And then the kids are running out the door and they're running back in because they forgot their water bottles and whatever. And so maybe the best thing is get the dogs or cats in a safe place with the door shut, some music playing, maybe put them in the crate. If they like to be outside on the screened-in porch or the backyard, keeping them away from those doors that are opening and closing in the hustle bustle. Sometimes in the mornings, maybe not taking the dogs in the car because the kids are getting out, dogs can run off, but really keeping them in a safe place, getting them away from that door that's opening and closing, and making sure that they're okay, and making sure that they have their collars on, up-to-date tags with your information. And if your pet is not microchipped, get them microchipped, or if they are microchipped, make sure your information is up to date so you have multiple ways for your pets to get reunited with you if they do scoot out while your kids are going to school.
Okay. All right. So with all of that said, this is a new schedule, right, for the whole family, right? This is a new schedule for Fido as well. They're home alone for a lot more hours than they were during the summer months. So what should we be looking at to keep them safe at home?
Good question. One, we want to distract them with kind of long-acting interactive treats, whether it's a stuffed Kong or a frozen treat, catnip scattered around the house, different things to keep them mentally stimulated. If you have a doggy door, make sure, one, your doggy door works and isn't like kind of jammed. And two, if your dog does spend time outside, make sure that you have pet-proofed your outside just as much as you pet-proof your inside to keep them out of trouble. So checking your fence, making sure the gate is shut every morning. Every morning is very important. You got to peek out there and make sure that gate is still shut. Making sure that there's no little places, loose boards, areas for them to escape under or over the fence. Also making sure that all cleaning products, pool chemicals, and any toxins are picked up out of the backyard. We recently had a dog that the owners didn't know it, but the dog had ingested 2 pounds of rodenticide or rat bait in the backyard, and they didn't know it until many days later when the dog started showing symptoms. So making sure that if your pet spends time in a backyard, that all of those cleaning products, toxins, etc., are picked up and safely stowed away out of reach of dogs and kids.
Okay. All right. So that brings me to something else that could be on the ground for the dog to get into. Every kid has a lunchbox. They have a backpack. It's kind of like standard issue, but there are dangerous things in both of those when it comes to our pets.
So many things, and it's something we don't think about, right? But there are foods the kids love: raisins, grapes. You know, maybe they have moldy food that's been sitting there for a while. A lot of kids have asthma, albuterol inhalers. One bite of that and the dog absorbs all of that asthma medication, which can cause elevated heart rate, anxiety, tremors, agitation. Prescription medications, over-the-counter medications. So when you're talking prescription meds, you're talking, you know, ADHD meds, antidepressants, all of those types of things. Over-the-counter meds include Advil, Tylenol. These things are toxic. And then we see a lot of marijuana or synthetic marijuana, like the Delta-8 gummies. We've been seeing a lot of those toxicities. So there are so many things that can be in lunch boxes that can potentially cause toxicities. Most art projects or art supplies are child safe, but if they're more adult level, less child, those can be toxic as well. So if the pet gets in and chews up a bunch of art products that are more adult level, less child safe, those can have toxins in them. So so many things the kids can. And the other thing too is that we need to think about foreign bodies. It's not just toxicities, but if they chew things up and swallow them, that can cause intestinal foreign bodies that can then result in surgical situations.
Which we don't want any of that either.
No.
No, okay. So we got to put those lunch boxes and those backpacks and stuff like out of the way for them to get, for sure. All right, let's talk about this. A lot of new school years mean new friends and that kind of stuff who may be coming over the house for study or for play dates or whatever, that kind of stuff. Maybe those kids are not used to your pet, or they're not used to pets in general at all. So we want to make sure everybody has a good pet experience, including the pet. So what should we do when we're introducing them to new people?
Right, exactly. Make sure that the new friends coming over, those new study buddies, know the rules. Know, you can, one, make sure that they know, my pet likes to be touched here, but not here. Make sure that they introduce them with a treat. Make sure that they know. I say to all kids, don't put your face in the face of an unknown pet, because even if they're the best with their family, they can just get so excited, new person accidentally nip, even if it's unintentional. But making sure that the new kids in the house know the rules, the kids in the house know the rules on how to help their friends be safe with their pets. And if the pet is really high anxiety, high energy, or maybe isn't great with new people, when the new friends come over, just put the pets in a bedroom where they're safe and comfortable with a treat, with music playing, and just keep everybody safe by separating the pets and the new kids. And that's the best thing to do. But making sure everybody knows the rules and follow the rules is most important.
Okay. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to be taking your questions when we come back. 336-379-5775. We'll be there in just a few minutes.